second unit is subsidiary books. Okay, in our first unit, what topic discussed is financial accounting introduction. Okay, under this introduction, what is the meaning, what are the functions, what are the advantages and limitations of accounting principles. Under that, accounting principles, accounting concepts and accounting conventions. Next, journal. Okay, what is the meaning of journal, how to write transactions in journal, that is entries. Now, so first we are recording entries in the journal. So journal book is also known as a book of prime entry. After that, ledger. After writing journal entries, next step is what? Classifying. That means we have to post that entries into the ledger accounts. Next is trial balance. Okay, now this unit 2 is subsidiary books. Okay, under this, what is the meaning of subsidiary books? Okay, what are the different types of subsidiary books we will discuss now. So first, what is the meaning of the subsidiary books? Okay, okay, so whenever we have to maintain an accounts, first there is a business financial transaction. So for that transactions, first we have to write in the journal book. After that, ledger. So what's that entry, sir? Transactions is business financial transactions. So first they are recorded in journal. After that journal, next step is what? Posting. Okay, so in this, when we use this journal and when we use this subsidiary books. Okay, so what is the difference is there is between journal and subsidiary books. So in journal, small business forms are used. Okay, journal is used by the small business, but large scale forms involve the transactions in subsidiary books. Okay, these subsidiary books are used by whom? Large scale large scale business organization to record business transactions in the books. Then this journal will be used by the small business organization. Okay, so after recording that entries in journal, next step is what? Posting. So that posting is what? Ledger. Okay, so this ledger is common for both journal and subsidiary books. Okay, next is so why big firms maintains these subsidiary books instead of journal? Because in journal there are several transactions will be there. Suppose in ABC Company Limited, so it is a public limited company or big company. Okay, so in the month of January, so there are several transactions will be there. Okay, so under this, purchases transactions are 500. Okay, next is sales transactions for 1000. Similarly, and this cash transaction. Whenever we cash received or whenever we cash payment is, that is 10,000 cash transactions will be there. Okay, so total how many transactions are there in January? 11,000 11,500 transactions are there in the January. So what's there in journal? So in that journal is what we write every transactions, we write journal entry. In that journal entry, every debit is there, every credit is there, and we also write narration also. Okay, so in that journal, who maintains all these? So all these transactions are recorded in this journal book. So what is the disadvantage is, see here. Okay, so this journal book is maintained by a single person. Okay, so single person is maintained now, so that this person is workloaded increases now. Okay, whenever single person is only there, then that time all these transactions are recorded by this person only na. So that's why his workload will be in increases. Sometimes in the pressure of this recording transaction is getting sometimes errors getting. Okay, so when the workload is increases, it affects on his profession now. Like okay, so this similarly, this general book is becomes an a bulky. Okay, it is very difficulty to locate a one particular transaction. For example, when we take these purchases, okay, 500 transactions means what? 500 times we write a purchases. So in the transaction we have two types of transactions will be there now. One is cash transaction and second one is credit transaction. So one is purchased goods for cash, purchased goods from some persons. Okay, suppose purchased goods for cash. Okay, so it is an like journal pro forma. Purchased goods for cash. What is the entry? Purchase account data to cash account. Okay, next we write narration also. Next, purchased goods from A. Purchase account data to A account. Next, purchased goods from B. Purchases account data to B account. Okay, so like this, so observe here, in every debit purchases will come now because it is an a purchase transaction. So these credits will be different, but so these are the purchases will be 500 transactions now. So in every debit in 500 times purchase account will come under the debit side now. So like this, in number of times it will come under this debit side because purchases are come under this debit side now. So while writing all these times narration, being goods or purchased for cash, being goods or purchased from the, so like this all are an a, it's an a wasting of time. In big organization, like number of transactions will be there now in one day. So then that time all those transaction is recorded by one person is not an possible. So that's why this is one of the disadvantage to the large scale business organization. For small firms it will be an easy because less number of transactions are there. Okay, so that's why it is an easy. Suppose whenever large scale business organization follow this journal, so after writing all these 500 transactions in journal, the next step is what? Preparing an a ledger account. So that ledger account name is an a purchases account. So purchases account, in ledger purchase account, where it appears, it will come under debit side or an a credit side. So every transaction purchases account will be on a debit side. So here two purchases. Okay, so it is on a purchase account now, so it is on a debit side. So on the debit side, to cash some amount to A some amount, to B some amount. Suppose this total of the purchases account debit side is rupees 5 lakhs. Okay, and this balance carried down how much amount you win is 5 lakhs. Okay, so this is a total amount of the purchases account. But observe here, all that purchase transaction is in cash transaction only? No, sometimes it is an a cash transaction, sometimes it is an a credit transaction. Oh, okay, now just we will prepare now this purchase account. We know this is a cash transactions amount. Shall we know this amount? Okay, up to here is cash transactions amount is some, and credit transaction amount is some. No, no, for that cash transaction amount we prepare this cash account. For that credit transactions amount we prepare now A account, B account, like that. Okay, it is one type of an disadvantage to the large scale business operations, sorry, large scale business organizations. Okay, okay, so now one see the meaning of these subsidiary books. Okay, subsidiary books. Okay, subsidiary books or books of original entry. Okay, subsidiary books or books of original entry, and a subsidiary book is also known as an books of prime entry. Why? Because journal is also an books of original entry and prime entry, and the subsidiary books is also known as an original entry and prime entry. Now observe here, in that journal who are doing these small businesses, they want to record their transactions first in the journal. Same as in the large scale business organization, what they have in a business financial transactions, first they are recorded in the subsidiary books. Okay, subsidiary books or books of original entry, as all transactions are first recorded in these books before they are recorded in the respective accounts in ledger. So before preparing this ledger account, first we have to record the transactions in these books. Okay, so these special journals are called as an a subsidiary books. Okay, so what are these special journals? Special journals means what? Journal means one book. So special journals means what? Because all activities of divided into subgroups, like for example is purchase transaction, sales transaction, purchase returns transactions, and sales returns transactions, cash transaction. So under this, each transaction is special book will be prepared. In that purchase book transactions we have to prepare an a purchase book. For sales transactions we maintain separate book, that book is an a sales book. For cash transactions we have to maintain one book is an a cash book. Okay, like this we have to maintain an a several types of books, so that are then a special journals or called as an a subsidiary books. Okay, so when business transactions are when business transactions are few, there is only one journal. In that journal only all transactions are recorded. In big concerns, recording of all transactions in one journal and then posting into the ledger will be very inconvenient and will involve a lot of clerical work. So moreover, the transactions are usually of an a respective nature. To overcome these difficulty, big business concerns have introduced the systems of subsidiary books. Under the system of subsidiary book, instead of maintaining only one book of original entry called as a journal for all type of transactions or several books of original entry. Okay, instead of preparing or instead of maintaining one book, we have to maintain several books. That several books are known as is subsidiary books. So these subsidiary books are also the principal book or main book, namely ledger. These subsidiary books do not provide final accounting information relating to the business but merely help in the preparation of ledger accounts. Okay, the subsidiary books do not provide any financial accounting information. For what? It is just helpful in the preparation of ledger accounts. Okay, next see some advantages are there relating to this subsidiary books. So that first advantage is the subdivision of journal into subsidiary book will make the recording work easy and quicker. So in journal, all transactions are written in a one place, but in subsidiary books, that in that subsidiary books we have several types of books of accounts maintained. In what are the transactions relating to the purchases, that all under recorded in a purchase book. What are the transactions are they relating to the sales, that sales transactions are recorded in sales book. So like this, in different books of accounts we have to write relating to this. That's why recording work easy and quickly completed. Next, it helps in the division of labor. Okay, it helps in the division of labor as accounting work may be divided among a number of clerks. Okay, in journal, only the single person maintained all these, but in subsidiary book, there are a number of clerks will be there. So that's why work will be easily completed. Next is easy references becomes possible since each subsidiary books provide information relating to a particular aspect of the business only. In one book provides complete information of that account. Okay, like this. Next is there is a substantial reduction of clerical work. In general, only one person maintained all this. So then that person has an workloaded and tension will be there, so for completing all these transactions in a certain day. So but in the subsidiary, so there are several clerks will be there now, so for that clerks reduction work will be there. Okay, so these are the several disadvantages. Now see what are the different types of subsidiary books. Next is types of subsidiary books. So there are 8 types of subsidiary books will be there. How many types of subsidiary books? 8 types of subsidiary books. Now see here what are that books are. One is purchase book. One is purchase book, and second one is sales book. Next is purchase returns book. Purchase returns book. Next is sales returns book. Next is bills receivable book. Bills receivable book. Next is bills payable book. Bills payable book. Next is cash book. Next is journal proper. Okay, so these are the several types of subsidiary books. Okay, under this, what is the meaning of the purchase book? Okay, purchase book means what? Purchase book is to record goods purchased on credit. Okay, in this purchase book is means what are the goods are purchased there, so that goods purchased on a credit basis only we have to record it in this purchase book. Suppose whenever goods purchased for cash is there, so that is a cash transaction, so that will be recorded in a cash book. Okay, under this purchase book, what are the goods purchased on a credit basis, that only recorded in a purchase book. Same as a sales book. Sales book means what are the goods sold to the customer on a credit, on credit basis. Suppose rupees 50,000 goods sold to some person, immediately that person did not give any amount to you. Okay, that person will give amount in future, we will receive that amount in the future only, so that is a credit regarding to the goods sold. So goods purchased on credit means what? Whenever we purchase it, or on this date we purchased some goods. Okay, so that goods value is rupees 10,000. Okay, it is a credit transaction. Credit transaction means what? Immediately we did not give any amount to that person. Immediately, whenever we give cash, immediately that is a cash transaction. But credit transaction means what? That amount will be given in a future, that is after 1 month or 2 months. Okay, so sales book means what are the goods sold, that amount will be received in future, so that all under recorded in the sales book. Next is purchase returns book. Okay, purchase returns means what? Whenever we purchased goods from the supplier, after purchasing that goods are not in a that goods are not in a good quality or a condition of that mark, so it's not in a good condition, then the time what we return that goods to the supplier, so that is a purchase returns. Next is a sales returns. Suppose we sold some goods to a customer does not satisfy with that goods with the quality price. Okay, then that time the customer returns that goods is known as a sales return. Okay, next is any bills is receivable, that will be recorded under this bills receivable book. Any bills is payable, that will be recorded in bills payable book. Next, cash book. Under this cash book, any cash any cash receipts and cash payments. Whenever we purchase the goods, we pay that cash. Whenever we sold the goods, we receive the cash. Any bills payable, so whatever it is, so that will be come under this cash book relating to any cash receipts and cash payments. Next is journal proper. So journal proper means what? So what are the transactions are not recorded in these 7 books? The transactions will be recorded in the journal proper. Okay. To record all those transactions that cannot be recorded in any of these 7 books, that will be recorded in this journal proper. That is any opening entries, or any closing entries. Okay, like this, in these entries we have to record it in this journal proper. Okay, so now I'll briefly explain these types of subsidiary books. Okay, problems are there in these methods of books. Okay, so under this first book is what? Purchase book. Purchase books. Now see here, purchase book is also known as a purchase day book. Okay, this purchase book is also known as a purchase day book or purchase journal or board books. So before going to this definition, I will explain one thing is, so purchases. So that purchases are divided into 2 types. One is purchased goods and purchases fixed assets. So these goods will be 2 transactions now. One is cash transaction and second one is credit transaction. Same as this fixed assets also. This is one is cash transaction and second one is credit transaction. So what is the meaning of these purchases goods and purchases fixed assets? Is it same goods are fixed assets? No. So there are several difference will be there. So see here, so what is the difference between goods and fixed assets? So first, what is the meaning of the goods? So what is the meaning of the goods? Suppose I'm running one stationery shop. In that stationery shop, I'll purchase regularly like papers, pens, pencils. Okay, so these are I'm purchasing regularly basis. Okay, so that products which we are going to sell to the customer are known as these goods. Means I'm purchasing and this purchasing these products again I'm reselling. Okay, so this is the meaning of the goods. Then what is the meaning of the fixed assets? Fixed in nature. Suppose in that stationery shop, chair, fan, any racks, that it will be useful to run the shop now. So it that chair, fan, racks are not sale to the customer. Only these goods are sale to the customer, and these fixed assets are useful for run the shop to get the profits. Okay, so write down this meaning of goods. The products which are made for resale purpose. Resale purpose or goods. Next is fixed assets. So it will sell them to the customers, or it will sell them to any other. No, these fixed assets are not sell to the customer. So these fixed assets are useful for the future. Okay, so these products are useful for what? Useful for run the shop. So what are the examples of these fixed assets? Is chair, fan, any racks. Okay, so for that goods, what are the examples? Pen, papers, pencils, any books. Okay, under this purchase books, what we record in? Only goods purchased on credit. Okay, what are the goods are there? That goods are purchased on a credit. These will be recorded only in purchase book. Otherwise, suppose goods purchased on cash, so it is a cash transaction. Where it appears, it is recorded in a cash book. Okay, so under this purchase book, only purchased goods on credit only recorded in this purchase book. So here also credit will be there. It is also recorded in this purchase book or not? No. So these fixed assets now. So that is in journal. What are the fixed asset? Meaning is what? Any asset which cannot be converted into cash within a period of 1 year is known as a fixed assets now. Like machinery, furniture, building. So there will be there na. So that purchasing fixed assets on credit is there na. So that will be recorded in journal proper. And any fixed asset purchased on cash is there, that will be recorded in the cash book. Okay, got it? Then next question is, how we will know either these goods purchased on credit or any fixed assets purchased on credit? Okay, in that examples, in whenever we doing these purchase book problems, clearly mention goods purchased from Ravi or Madhu or A account. So in credit, name is given. Okay, in credit, name is given. At the end, it is a credit transaction. Suppose in cash transaction, goods purchased for cash is given. At the end, cash is given, it is a cash transaction. Or else at the end, given in like names, it will be a credit transaction. So it is up to clear. Then how we will know it is a fixed assets or not? For that transaction example is purchased machinery. Okay, like this given, purchased machinery. So these will not recorded in this purchase book, it will be recorded in the journal proper. For that cash is mentioned, it will be recorded in that cash book. Okay, it will be, otherwise it will be recorded in journal proper. Okay, so these purchased fixed assets are not recorded in this purchase book. Okay, so write down this meaning of this purchase book. Okay, now write the meaning of purchase book. This book is this book is kept to maintain a record of maintain a record all credit purchases of those goods which are for sale. So under this any cash purchases will be there, so that cash purchase of goods are entered in the cash book. So these are not entered in the purchase book. These are not entered or recorded. These are not recorded in the purchase book. Okay, this is our today's class. In next class we'll discuss about this purchase book, what is the pro forma of that purchase book. Okay, and we do the problems regarding on this purchase book.